Declutter your space and keep it that way.
And we're back with 6 Weeks to Wellness from inVibeHealth.com with your host, Jan Fitzpatrick. We're in the middle of our 4-part series here, all about spring cleaning. Why not? We're freezing to death. We got to think warm thoughts, and spring is right around the corner. So we talked about garage memories in the last episode. You want to make sure you check that out. Today we're talking about declutter your space and keep it that way. Tell me a little bit about what we're going to cover, Jan.
Well, when I moved into the home that I'm in now, I needed to have everything in place and fast because I have a home office and I also have clients come in, so it had to look nice.
Right.
And my friend Linda Winokur came to the rescue. She's a home organizer, and in a very short time, everything was in its place and all the boxes were labeled. And when I contacted her, and she accepted my invitation to share some of her organizing wisdom with us.
Excellent. Well, Jan, I need this kind of advice, so I'm looking forward to this conversation. We're going to cover 3 things here. So you were telling me that we're going to talk about hanging a sign in your workspace. I'm curious to learn about that. What's on that sign? You talked about really focusing on one room at a time, and then keeping artwork yours or others. Okay. You know, so fill me in here. Hanging a sign. What are we talking? What's the sign? What does it say? And how does it help?
So you decide which room you're going to start with, and you clear out a little space. When you start, I'm thinking of your room with all the piles. You might have to do that. But she recommended that we hang a sign when you're decluttering. And she said to make it big and bold.
Okay.
And it says 3 questions to ask yourself every time you put your hands on something. Do I love it? Do I need it? And does it support who I am now in my life?
Good questions. Yeah, that definitely kind of makes you stop and think, what is my attachment to this object?
Yes.
Apart from just like, I don't know what it's for, therefore I'm holding on to it because I don't want to take the time to answer these 3 questions.
Yes.
I think that's the genesis of most of my piles, is that I'm moving too fast and I'm like, I don't know what this is for, but you know, I'm going to regret it if I throw it away.
Yeah, and I think it's a great sign to keep up all the time.
Yeah,
when you make decisions.
That would be prevention, right? That would be pile
this is the prevention part of it. Yes.
That's right. So you need the sign if you're kind of doing damage control after the fact, but you know, leave it up, and maybe you won't create such a mess, and you'll have a much easier spring cleaning the next year. All right.
Hopefully.
All right, so tell me about one room at a time. I mean, that sounds like logical advice that I probably don't follow, so help me out.
Yeah. Well, it also makes it, kind of brings it down to a smaller, more manageable job. And in fact, people say it's one closet at a time, too.
Okay.
So your room is not your closet. Your closet is another project.
So anything that's got a door on it, I can count as a separate modular task for this project.
Very much, yes, absolutely. So you have 4, you clear out a space in your room, and you have 4 boxes. You mark them. She's into labeling.
Okay, I hear that.
You label one, donate.
Okay.
You label another one, give to friends or relatives.
Okay.
You label one, keep, and one, trash.
Okay.
And the donate one and the give to friends, you keep a notebook. So everything that goes in that box that's donate, you write it down because it might be tax deductible. And the one that you have give to friends and relatives, by the time you finish this, you may forget who you're going to give these things to. So just write them down and tell who you're going to give them to. And the keep box is not keep in that room. It's something that is in the wrong place and it needs to go into another room, because the things you're going to keep that you're in the room now obviously would be put away where it needs to be.
Okay. I thought you were going to tell me that she was so. I thought you were going to tell me she was so into labels that you were actually going to label and stick the label on each object as to who it was going to and where it was going. Okay.
You put it where it needs to go. And the trash, of course, is things that you can't figure out why you kept them. You have no more attachment to them. And
They're
hopefully
done.
this is a very large box that gets very full.
Right, or at least the donate one can be the large one, and the trash might be the small one. But hopefully the keep box is the smallest one, right?
Yes, because then when you go into that next room, you're gonna have to deal with it again.
That's right, because it's not like it's just one room in one box. It's
usually not.
There's going to be a box for each room. All right.
Yes.
I'm liking this, Jan. I'm picturing it in mind. So we've got our sign. That helps us kind of figure out our emotional attachment. We've got the one room at a time. So we're going to move on now to keeping artwork, yours or others. So what do you mean here?
Yeah, the background is that Linda was a teacher of elementary school. So she always had and valued the artwork for the children and her own children. And if you do have young children or grandchildren, you might have a lot of either photographs or you might have artwork, and the refrigerator can only hold so much.
Right.
So what she recommended is take a wall in one of the rooms that you want it to be in, it could be any room, and string a clothesline across that space. Okay. And then you have little clothesline clips, however the kind that you want to do, and you would have maybe 2 or 3 pictures underneath each clip, and you could rotate them. Okay. So if you have many grandchildren, then they could have their own little clip. But I really liked her quote. I have a few quotes in the blog. But here's one of them. What is clutter? Have you ever wondered what is clutter? Yeah. Okay. Clutter is anything that does not enhance your life on a regular basis. Okay. So I hope that helps you with your piles. Yeah, in your room, in your office room. That's right. It's definitely going to be food for thought. We'll see if I can actually put it in action, but it sounds excellent. So, Jan, we've been talking. We're going to keep talking about spring cleaning. This is our theme here for this 4-part series. So, in this episode, you've been telling us about how to declutter the space, but not just declutter it, but to keep it that way, right? Yes. And we covered hanging that sign that really kind of focuses you on the emotional attachment to the object, compartmentalizing so you don't get overwhelmed, do one room at a time, one chunk at a time, and then keeping your artwork, and it sounds like almost creating your own little art gallery to enjoy the emotional connection to that artwork, yours and other people's as well. So that sounds terrific. So we have more great stuff on the way, Jan, don't we? And it's we're going to keep this series going, but if you just happen to stumble across this one piece, you can get all of it. And here's what you have to do. You have to visit Jan over at inVibeHealth.com, where she produces all this great content and blog posts and has a great book offer for you. Her book is up on Amazon. You click that little book image on the website, and you can have the book for free instantly. So put your name and email address there, you get the book, and you're on the mailing list so you don't miss out on any of the parts of this spring cleaning series. We have lots of other series that we've done, and you'll find them all over there at inVibeHealth.com. So head there right now, get connected with Jan Fitzpatrick, and learn all about 6 Weeks to Wellness. So Jan, until the next episode in our spring cleaning series, I will sign off and say, see you soon.